Banks here inside the Pizza Hut. We love our Pizza Hut here. Coach's Corner brought to you by WBCO WQEL with, first off tonight, the Colonel Crawford football team. Head coach Jake Bruner, running back linebacker Connor McMichael, Brady Fox, and kicker Joseph Zizzo. We'll start with Coach Bruner. Coach, first time since 2015 coming up this week. You guys are going to play in a regional semifinal. What's it meant for you to kind of be a part of this rebuilding process at Crawford as these senior guys have 41 wins and counting?
I mean, obviously, we were in the regional finals 2022, by the way, just so you know. But, no, good call in 2015 or 16. But, we have a great school. We've got a great community. We've got a great bunch of players, and we're fortunate to have them. And we're excited for the chance to try to fight to move on. So
we'll flip it over to the guys. We're going to try to get them a little bit more involved tonight. We'll start off down on the end with Connor McMichael, or as we call him, the McMonster. Brian Skaronski kind of gave you that name, and it's for good reason. As what I figured up today, you're over 3,800 yards from your running back spot and 58 touchdowns, as that's still counting. What's it been like to be a part of this program and the success that you guys have built?
Yeah, I mean, it's been great. This program has done so much for me. The people, the fans, I mean, our team, it's been great to play for them, yeah.
You guys are coming in to face Centerburg now on Friday, number one seed in your region. You guys have obviously already watched film. What's it been like kind of this week in practice to get yourselves ready for that and get ready for a semifinal game where you're hoping to move on to the Elite Eight?
Yeah, I mean, it's been fun this week because they're a great team, so it's always fun to have a good week at practice to prepare for a hard team, yeah.
All right, we'll flip it down to the other guy with the headset on. We'll let Connor and Brady flip that, and we'll talk to Mr. Zizzo, the kicker. Kind of an important role on a football field. We've got you at 55 of 58 this year, 2 of 2 on extra points, long of 38. You've made 83 PATs since you took over as a full-time kicker. What's it mean for you kind of being in that role? And, I mean, you're not on the field a lot, but it's one of the most important positions out there.
Yeah, it's really exciting getting to kick. I mean, I take a lot of pride in what I do. I try and do my best all the time, and I just have great coaches that always help me. Coach Solis, for example, he's a great coach, and he's always there for me, and he's the guy.
Now, again, you're preparing. You obviously don't have to prepare as much as the other guys do. But what is kind of goes into your week of preparation, preparing for a Friday night game with the things that you do?
It's just a lot of, like, me and Coach Scholes talking about what I'm going to do for kickoff. That's the main thing that I focus on during the week because PAT is usually the same for me. But it's usually kickoff and where we're going to kick, what the formation is going to be, and I need to know what's going on with that. And that's the main thing I prep for.
All right, now we'll flip the script and kick it over to Brady. Brady, unfortunately, I don't have a lot of information on you. I got told last minute who was coming, but I'll just kind of ask you the same question I have everybody else. What's it kind of been like to be a part of this run that you guys are on this year? You know, your one loss against Cary, who is still playing as well. And you guys have been kind of rolling all season long. What's that been like?
It's been great. Playing with my brothers, having fun.
And then I'll flip a question kind of angled at Coach Bruner. What's it like to play for this guy sitting across from you? I've known him for quite some time. What's the atmosphere like and pregame, postgame? I'm sure he can get loud. I've seen it a couple times myself, but just the atmosphere that he brings to Crawford football.
He brings a nice, positive attitude to the game. He likes to motivate us, make us play harder.
All right, well, on that note, fellas, we're going to go ahead and jump into our first game. And we were talking about the atmosphere that Coach brings, so we're going to play a game that we call Same Page. And this is basically just a game where I'm going to ask you a question. You're each going to write down an answer. Coach B is going to write down an answer as well. And we're going to see who knows Coach better. Ready? All right, let's go. Question 1. Who on the entire team stresses out this guy the most? Are we ready? We ready? Let Coach get his answer down, and then we will flip. We'll flip you guys first, and then we'll flip Coach after that. So, fellas on my right side, players, go ahead and flip your answer.
Oh, wow.
They all agree, Coach.
Oh, man. That's baloney.
All the guys agree on the same answer. Not something we see too often here.
Love it.
But Coach goes with a different one. Now I got to ask, Coach, what about that is just in general?
There's
coaching
probably
football.
a top 5 list, to be honest with you. And some of the people in this room probably could be on that list as well. I tell the parents I tell the parents the same thing at the banquet. I love all of the kids that play for me. I really do. I like them all differently. So it's the best way I can put it.
Hey, that's the joys of coaching high school sports. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into question number 2. Sunday afternoon. You guys win on Friday night. It's Sunday afternoon. What is Coach doing? Is he watching film, the Browns, or the inside of his eyelids? Players ready? All right, fellas, go ahead and flip. They all wrote down film.
And it's a toss-up because they've all seen me fall asleep. I think they've recorded me in my house sleeping and snoring. But yes, I'm probably either watching film or sleeping.
All right, so I'll give you guys a point there. Each of you get a point for coming up with film. So you guys are all tied at 1-1 now. Now, this is kind of a competition. Remember, you guys aren't working together. You're trying to see who knows Coach best. And this one might get interesting. The last video game that Coach JB played. This could get interesting here. Everybody ready? All right, fellas, go ahead and flip. College football, Pac-Man, and Madden. We got one right. You put Madden, he put NCAA.
I
Come
had
on now.
Madden first, but I realized that NCAA was what I played last time.
So Mr. Zizzo takes the lead 2.
It's a good answer.
Everybody else with 1. That was a lucky guess, wasn't it?
No, him and Trey, I know they run it up together.
You really don't. My son kills me now. It's not even fun. Too many buttons.
All right. This one might be comical, I think. Has Coach ever TP'd a house? That was as easy of an answer. I mean, I'll let you all flip at the same time. I think everybody in this room has probably TP'd a house at some point. Oh, no, Dan's sitting back there looking at me. He probably has not. He shakes his head no.
You grew up in the city.
All right, last question. Coach's favorite school subject was math, science, history, or shop? Again, that was a pretty easy answer, and I think they're all going to agree. They all are going to agree with history, which means that Mr. Zizzo is going to take the lead for getting college football correct over Madden. But I will say, Coach did say he had Madden wrote down first, so I might have to even that one out. But we'll get back to Coach. You're going in again to a regional semifinal this week against a very, very good Centerburg squad. You've obviously watched film on them probably most of the week. What are you looking forward to, and what's it going to take to win this one and move on?
Well, I mean, we're looking forward to the experience. I mean, I know it's going to be a huge crowd down at Centerburg, and their field is a very unique setting. You know, it's kind of a field in behind it, and it's on a hill, a little bit of a hill, and kind of old school setting. The people are on top of you, so it's kind of somewhat like Cary from that perspective, and it's going to be a huge crowd for them, and it'll be a huge crowd for us and for the area. So, you know, I'm looking forward to the experience from our guys. You know, and I told them before the playoffs starts. The cool thing about the playoffs is it builds memories. Yep. You know, whether you win or lose, you have a memory of going to a different place, or, you know, I've never been to Centerburg until I went there on Tuesday to look at the facility. So I've never been there. So it'll be a great memory for our guys, and hopefully a better memory. But to beat Centerburg is a big challenge for our guys. They are really athletic. They've got a runner and a thrower at quarterback. They got a great receiver. They got a great running back. They got a great lineman. They got a kid that's a tight end. He's got 21 Division I offers and 4 Power 5 schools. So I mean, we have a big challenge ahead of us. So we're excited for that opportunity.
I guess my next question would kind of be is you guys have obviously played a very good N10 schedule. You know, Cary still being in the playoffs, Mohawk made a nice little run themselves. What through the season kind of prepared you guys to make the run that you've made so far?
Well, I thought week 2. I mean, a lot of people don't remember. We played week 2. We played Fairfield Union, who's a Division 4 team at our place. And if you looked at their schedule, I think they won 6 straight to end the year and lost to New Lex last week, who they played the opening week, who's a really good program. They came to our place, and you know, we really didn't know what to expect, and we won the game pretty handily. But to be honest with you, they have 3 or 4 kids that, you know, 2 of them we couldn't block. I mean, for our kids, our kids never left the Cary game going, "Hey, coach, don't run to the right side because we can't block that guy." When we played them, the first series, a couple of our guys kept, "Coach, go the other way," and just because they're a bigger school and they've got some guys that are dudes, and so I thought that was a good win, a big win for us. And then obviously we had to go to Mohawk on the road, a lot of adversity with anything from officials to clock management to the clock operator to, you know, a lot of the things. And I thought our guys did a really good job of handling that. And, you know, like you said, our league, if you look at the top of our league this year, you know, I've been coaching a long time. The top 4 teams in our league are pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, I talked to all the coaches in our league, and I said this to our guys many times this year. You know, I thought we played pretty hard against Mohawk and got out of there with a win. But then we had to play Seneca East, and I think our guys took me very seriously that Seneca East was going to beat us if we didn't play better. We played really well against Seneca East, and they're a good football team. And we turned around and played Cary. We didn't play as well, and give them credit because they're pretty good, and we had to play at Cary. But then Cary, who played really well against us, had to turn around and play Mohawk. And I think if you ask Coach Mershman, I would think he would say we probably didn't play our best game against Mohawk. And then Mohawk played really well against Cary, and then had to turn around and play Seneca East and got drilled.
Yeah.
And I just think that shows you the parity of those 4 schools. It's not always like that every year, but this year it was that kind of a year. So,
yeah, a lot of parity, and we'll kind of flip over to the guys now. We'll start down here closest to me on Mr. Zizzo, and I'm going to bring up that, you know, that Cary game. I was at that game. What was kind of the feeling in that one, knowing you were going into that game? A win doesn't clinch an N10 title for yourselves, but it kind of gives you that opportunity in week number 10 to clinch that. What kind of motivation did that give you after that loss to make sure you battle back, you won, and you win on this playoff run that you guys have won on so far?
I mean, yeah, it's always a bitter taste when we lose, so we just knew that we needed to bounce back next week and play better, and that's exactly what we did. So we were really proud of ourselves with how we handled that loss because it did make us bounce back harder in the end.
We'll flip down to Connor. Again, I had the pleasure. The only Crawford game I got to cover this year was that Cary game. And then bounce back in week 10, and then 2 huge games in the playoffs out of you. What's it meant for you to know that win or lose, you're going to bounce back, you're going to give your best effort no matter what?
Yeah, it's always good to know that a kid's always going to look to the next game. Like Cary, they played hard. They had a good game plan against us, so it was sad to see that happen, but then we always got to know next game, we can't let one loss ruin our season.
Same question to you, Brady, being a part of that loss after the 9-0 start. What did motivate you guys to kind of get ready for week 10 and, again, this playoff run that you guys are on?
It was just the feeling of losing. We just didn't want to lose again. Wanted to clinch an N10 title.
Which you guys did get a share of it with Cary. We'll go ahead and go back down to Connor. Again, 3,800 yards in your career, 58 total touchdowns. You finished this year second in the N10 in yards and touchdowns. You're one of the top tacklers in the league as well. What's your worth? What's it take for you on a day-to-day basis to get to where you're at when it comes to running the ball and defensively as well?
Just my team around me. Like, all my yards come from my great O-lines in the past 3 years. I mean, quarterbacks, we have good receivers, so not everyone can just stack the box. And defensively, I have a great D-line that opens up the reads for me. So my team around me helps me get my stats I have.
And then kind of, again, it's tough. But, Brady, kind of the same question to you. What's it like to just be able to do what you're supposed to do and be a part of the growth that you guys have kind of had this year?
Well, we've been very dedicated in the weight room this year, trying to block for Connor, open up the holes. And we've been working with our coaches, think about new ideas, what we can do so we can get bigger runs, better openings.
All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to jump into our last game with you guys, which is going to be called 10 Spin. We're going to spin a wheel on my end. You guys are going to say stop. I'm going to ask you the question, and you're going to have to come up with an answer. Fellas, ready?
Yep.
All right, we'll get it rolling. So, Connor, you can start us off. Whenever you want to say stop, say stop.
Stop.
On number 1. Coach is your kicker. You going for it on 4th down, or are you kicking the game winner?
Going for it.
No faith in Coach to kick that field goal.
Love you, Coach JB, but it ain't happening.
All right, move on down. Brady, your turn. Say stop whenever you would like.
Stop.
Number 4. Out of all the movies there are, what movie character would you trade lives with for a week?
The water boy.
Okay. Now I like the answer, but now I need an explanation on why the water boy. Of all the movies, why the water boy?
Plays linebacker and he plays it hard.
Okay. I like that answer. So let's go ahead. Brady, you want to slip your headset over to Mr. Zizzo, and you can take your turn here on 10 Spin. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and say stop.
Stop.
Give a shout out to your favorite teacher.
J.O., Coach O. That's my man.
Okay. A fellow coach getting a shout out for a favorite teacher. Coach, it's going to be your turn now. Get the wheel spinning here whenever you're ready.
Stop.
Be the hype man for the person across the table from you.
The hype man from the person across the table from me.
Yep.
All 3 of them or one of them?
We can go all 3 of them, or we can go one of them. The question does say across from you, which I believe would be Brady. But we can go all 3 if you would like.
What you want me to go all out on this thing here?
Absolutely all out. Let's see what you got.
Well, the reason he picked the water boy is because he plays defense, and defense is what Brady Fox wants to play more of. Because he was a linebacker until Coach Bruner made him play D-line. And he was a running back until Coach Bruner moved him to strong guard.
All right, I like it. I like it, Coach.
Is that right? Here you go.
All right, we'll go back down to Connor whenever you're ready.
Stop.
A win this Friday would mean what to you?
Oh, it'd mean everything, because then it gives us a shot for another week at football, which this is my last time ever playing, so it'd be great to keep going, you know?
Can't ask for a much better answer than that one. All right, Brady.
Stop.
All right, we kind of got relaying questions. What does football mean to you?
Means a lot. Gave me a great life experience. Taught me how to be a better person, better teammate.
Okay. We'll go ahead and swap headsets. Let's jump over to Coach Bruner here while Mr. Zizzo gets his set on. Whenever you're ready. Stop. I like this one for you, Coach. Give a shout out to the North Robinson and Colonel Crawford community.
Oh, I would just say I'm a North Robinson kid. I grew up in Colonel Crawford. I actually grew up in Leesville, which is a little small town in Colonel Crawford district, and I had a great experience from the teachers and the coaches and the people that in that school. And the reason I've been able to do what I've done in my life is because of those teachers and those coaches. And listen, they weren't all nice to me for good reason, because I was a pain in the rear end. So it's a good thing they gave me a second chance and loved me and did those things. So, I want Colonel Crawford to be awesome in every sport, awesome in school, and our kids to do the right things. So I'm very thankful for that, the school, and what it's done for me.
All right, we got 3 left. Mr. Zizzo, your turn.
Stop.
Draw a picture of Coach riding a dragon.
Before I do this, I'm not much of an artist, so.
All right. That's what makes this entertaining.
Cut a few pounds off me, Joey.
Yeah, I got it. While he makes that picture, we'll jump back up to Connor. We got 2 left. We'll let Connor and Brady take these 2. Whenever you're ready.
Stop.
All right, you're a linebacker. Toughest animal that you think you could tackle?
Hippo. I'm taking hippo.
He went all out there, folks. Hippo off rip. One of the strongest animals in the world. He said, no problem for me. All right, I think Mr. Zizzo has his picture done. So we'll go ahead and let him show that.
So I put a little text box that says, I'm JB, which means I'm Jake Bruner. That's coach here. And then I drew a little bit of spikes on the dragon because you gotta have the, I don't know, the texture, the dragon. Like, oh, I could have put fire out of his mouth. I'll do that real quick.
Wow.
He's a fire-breathing dragon.
It's true.
That's what JB needs.
And you just wrote him like there was nothing to it.
I think we got to thank the art teacher, Zach Bauer, for all his help and that drawing. I think he did a great job.
Yeah, Coach Bauer did a great job there
Yes.
with that artist work. All right, Mr. Fox, you get the last question. Oh, all right. Here's what we're going to do, though. It says the host, but I mean, I can absolutely do it with you, but how about let's do this? Rock, paper, scissors with Coach Bruner. Best 2 out of 3.
Deal. 1, 2, 3, shoot. Gotcha. 1, 2, 3, shoot. Gotcha. No, you.
I got you.
1-1.
1, 2, 3, shoot. Dang it.
Hey, Mr.
Foxy
Fox wins it. Lost the first set, but it didn't matter.
Mhm.
It's not how you start, it's how you finish, right?
Yep.
Kind of like how your guys' season has been. And I'm going to ask each of you probably one more question. We're going to get you guys some shout-outs, and then we're going to take a break and get our other guest in here tonight. So we'll start with Mr. Zizzo. I'm going to kind of ask you one of the questions that was just on 10 spin. And I want actually all of you other than Connor because he already answered it. What would a win on Friday mean to you guys and to this team and to kind of the community that supports you?
It would mean a lot to us because it's just like something that we don't see in Crawford a lot. So I think it's a privilege to be able to be on a team that is able to go to that far if we're able to. And it just means a lot that if we do win, we're setting history for our school. And that just means a lot that we're going to be in books.
Brady?
It means a lot. I would do anything because we'll make school history. And we have dedicated a lot of time. A lot of people have made sacrifices for our team.
All right, you guys have headsets on, so before I have you pass one down to Connor, Mr. Zizzo, if you want to go ahead and give your shout-outs for the evening.
I got to give one to Coach Solis. That's my man. Best coach out there. I'm going to give one to my mom. Love her so much. She's my best friend. And then I'm going to give one to God because nothing's possible without him.
Ready?
First, I want to shout out God. All the friends and family have supported me through over the years. Shout out my online coaches.
All right, go ahead and pass it down to Connor, and we'll let him do his shout-outs as well.
I'd like to shout out the Black Cat, my mom and dad, and Travis Smith because he's taught me everything I've known.
All right, now we're going to flip it over to Coach. And, Coach, I'm going to kind of pose the same question to you that I did to them. You know, being from the area, being from that community, what would a win mean to you Friday night?
You know, these guys have already won 11 games for the first time in school history. And they've had a great season already. It's not going to mean anything for me personally. I'll just be really happy for them. These guys have done a lot of things for our program. Players in the past too. You know, Connor shouted out the Black Cat. That's his brother, Ryan McMichael. Ryan gave everything to our program for the 4 years he was. And you know, when a kid plays for you and does work so hard, you have nothing but love and respect for him and want to help those players. And I just know a lot of our teams, you know, unfortunately, if you don't end the last game with a win, there's a sad moment. And, I don't want our season to end. I don't want our seniors to have to be sad. So another week is just a blessing. And, I just know that, if we could get another win and have an opportunity to do that, it would be special for our group of seniors and our school. And like these guys said, it'd be something to talk about and challenge the next group to go farther. Because that's the end goal in mind is you always really want the school or the community or your team to continue to get better, in years past, as they get on, as these guys go to college or the workforce or whatever they do. So,
all right, Coach. Now, the last thing we're going to have you do before we let you guys get out of here, that one's looking right at you. Go ahead and give your shout-outs.
I got 3 shout-outs. First to Coach Dick for allowing me to go first tonight so I can go home and see my lovely wife, who is my second shout out. And then my third shout out is to my favorite dog, Kayla.
All right, Coach Bruner, the Eagles, thank you for joining us tonight. Good luck Friday night for that 12th win. Make more school history. Good luck this weekend, and hopefully you guys move on. We'll be back for segment number 2 with the Galion Tigers after this short break.
Looking for the best high school sports coverage in Ohio? You found it right here on the OH Report. From the field to the court, we've got it all. OH Report brings you local coverage like nobody else in the area, live and free. Follow OH Report now and never miss a moment of the action. Don't just watch, be a part of the game with OH Report, the future of local sports. Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Josh Banks back here for our second segment of the evening on Coach's Corner, brought to you by WBCO, WQEL, and Pizza Hut of Bucyrus. Joined now by the Galion Tigers football team and head coach Matt Dick. We'll start off with Coach Dick. Really good season for you guys. I think kind of an unexpected season with what you graduated last year. What was it like for you guys this year, kind of bringing in a really good sophomore class? A lot of those guys have stepped in and contributed really well for you. So what's it kind of been like to be a part of that growth for this squad and what they've been able to do?
I think that last year we only had 4 seniors and we had 15 juniors. So bringing back 15 seniors, any year you get a chance to do that. There's a lot of high expectations, but we don't have very many big guys. So I think that comes from the overlook. But I can tell you, this senior class and this group, we knew mixing in some of those sophomores, like I said, some of those juniors. It's just a nice mix, and it really came together well. And they had really high expectations. They had expectations to go over to Shelby week 4 and compete for an MOAC title. And I think they did that. We came up a little bit short, but ever since that game, the expectation is to keep winning until we get to play them again. And I think that that idea that we can dream big and have the courage to climb, this team really has been a great a model of that.
All right, now we'll flip it over. We'll meet the first player that we're going to talk to tonight, Mr. Blake Newell. And Blake, we see the scar on your hand and injury during football. What's it been like for you to be a part of this group and, a part of where you guys are heading, hopefully to beat Perkins on Friday and make it to what everybody's expecting to be a matchup, a second matchup with the Whippets?
I think it just means a lot, and to be able to compete for a regional championship. Like, I broke my hand last year, didn't get to play varsity as a junior, so I'm a senior now, playing varsity. Being part of a team to go this far as a starter is pretty cool, and I'd like to keep continuing it for my senior year because, after this it's over. So, yeah.
All right, we'll flip over to our second guest here, Mr. Jacob Martin, another lineman, another defensive guy as well. 6.5 tackles-ish on the year, but really kind of on the offensive side of things. First team All-MOAC. What's it been like for you to kind of be a part of the run that you guys are on? I mean, losing to Shelby week 4, one of the most competitive game that Shelby's had all year was against you guys. You guys scored the most points against them, more than anybody has all year. So kind of what was that like, and what are you looking forward to this week and hopefully next as well?
Shelby was a devastating loss for all of us, even the guys who didn't play. The guys who didn't play wanted it for the guys who played. Everybody wanted it, and injuries were a big thing. We didn't have a lot of guys who were able to play, and everybody's playing 2 ways. It felt bad, and it's good to be part of this team. I didn't play my sophomore year, so now coming back, able to play my junior and senior year, getting better, getting a better bond with the coaches and teammates. It's been fun.
All right, so we got a question out of everybody. So let's go ahead and jump into the first game early this time around. And we're going to play 10 spin first. We're going to save boomers or zoomers for last. So we're going to play 10 spin first, just like they just played it. I'm going to have a wheel right here on my left. You guys are going to tell me when you want it to stop. I'm going to ask you a question, and we'll answer it, and then we'll just move on down the line. We'll start with Coach. Questions getting reset. Mr. Thompson made a couple of changes to the questions. That way we weren't repeating some of them. All right, we're spinning, Coach. You go ahead and stop it. If you make it to Canton, to state, what would you want everybody to ride up in?
Ride up in?
Yep.
A yellow school bus with Galion on the outside. I'm not I hate the smell on those coach buses, so.
Represent the city, ride up in a regular school bus, let them know who you are and where you're from. I like that answer. Might be one that we wouldn't hear very often, but I like it. All right, Blake, we'll go ahead and jump over to you. You go ahead and stop it whenever you're ready.
Stop.
Give a shout out to the Galion Tiger community.
We have a big group of fans, and even because I remember last year we had a couple games that weren't very good weather, and a lot of them still show up and support us, and it's really nice to have a community like that. And yeah, shout out to them.
All right, Jacob, your turn.
Stop.
Give a shout out to your favorite teacher.
It's probably my junior year. My sophomore year, because I went to trade school my junior year. But Mr. Altman, history teacher, he's a good guy, funny guy.
All right, Mr. Altman gets Jacob's shout out for his favorite teacher. We're going to flip it back over to Coach.
Stop.
We got coaches getting this twice, just like Coach Bruner had to do. We'll have you do it for both of them since they're both offensive linemen. Go ahead and be the hype man for your 2 O linemen over here sitting across the table from you.
Here, do your little suey thing. Go ahead, show them. Do your little suey thing. Let's go.
So every time we break from offensive, just like walkthroughs or whatever, we always scream Nick Frazier. Shout out to Nick Frazier.
Shout him out.
He does the suey, and then the rest of us scream hogs, and it's just kind of a thing we do. It's fun. Gives us goosebumps. Gets kind of locked in for the game.
All right, I like it. We'll go ahead and flip back up to Blake. As soon as the wheel is going, now I can see it. You can go ahead and stop it. All right, we got another artist one here, Blake, but it's not Coach on a dragon. We're going to have you draw a picture of Coach fighting the hippo that Connor thought he could tackle. And we'll go ahead and come down to Jacob while Blake draws that one up.
Stop.
What would a win on Friday and a hopefully second shot at Shelby or just a regional final in general mean to you?
It'd mean everything to me and to everybody else because, like you said, getting our shot at Shelby, hopefully this time we could beat them. I believe this time we could beat them. And it'd give us another week to play football, make memories, everything. That's pretty much about it.
Okay. Coach? We got 4 left.
Stop.
You get the question that Connor got earlier. The toughest animal that you think you could tackle.
Toughest animal I can tackle. Well, it's not going to be a hippo, that's for sure. I'm staying away from elephants. I'm out on tigers and bears. You know what? I think I could tackle a small black bear. I'm going that way. I saw one in Canadian Rockies this summer, and I think the smaller ones I think I can take.
You think you can take a small little baby black bear? I like that one. I was shocked at the hippo answer earlier. That one might be a little bit more doable.
That was bold.
That was very bold. All right, Blake, are you done drawing, Blake?
Yes, I am.
All right, let's go ahead and see the artist's work. I like it.
Nice.
Hey, hold that up a little bit higher so the camera can see it. There you go, folks.
That's great. It's a bad hippo.
I like that, Blake. And now we're going to come right back to you for your next turn.
Okay.
So go ahead and stop it whenever you'd like. Bud.
Stop.
What does football in general mean to you?
It means a lot. I faced a lot of adversity going through my football career in high school, and in life it helps prepare me for that, and because you're always going to face some things going through life, and even just being around people, creating memories, and even in creating memories with people you never expect, over time you just learn to have fun with everyone, and it's a lot better when you have fun with everybody. So yeah.
All right, we got 2 left, so Coach is going to end it. So we're going to hop down here to Jacob one more time.
Stop.
Coach is your kicker. You going for it on 4th down, or are you kicking the game winner?
I'll kick the game winner. I've seen Coach punt the ball Thursday practices. I've seen it go pretty far, so I feel like he can make a little short field goal.
All right, I was going to say, so what distance are we thinking it is here?
Not far, 15-yard field goal. Nothing crazy.
So we're on the goal line, and we're still going to trust Coach to walk out there and kick it. I like the answer. Unseen brownie points there. You trust Coach to kick it. I like the answer. All right, Coach, you get the final question. What movie character would you trade lives with for a week? Any movie character you can think of.
Any movie character. Definitely love to be Rudy for a second. Okay, I mean, that idea. It looks cool getting carried off the field at Notre Dame. I think that'd be a cool thing.
All right, so he goes with Rudy. So 2 football-themed movie characters. Is the first one goes with the water boy. Coach Dick goes with Rudy. We're going to jump back into a couple more questions. We'll start with the guys. Blake, you said yourself you were injured last year. You battled your way back as a senior to be a part of this group. Again, we know how tough it was in week 4, but what's it kind of meant for you guys to bounce back from there? You've run the table since. You're looking to, again, win against Perkins on Friday. What's it meant for you to bounce back as a senior and be a part of this?
I think that with losses comes a lot of growth, a lot more than maybe sometimes winning does. And you see a lot of small mistakes that people can make. And that being towards the beginning of the season, it helped us grow a lot more to finish the season out and to help us in the playoffs. And we look to win this week and possibly play them again next week.
All right, Jake, your turn. My question for you is kind of similar, but not. You guys have obviously already watched film on Perkins. You've seen what they can do. But from, your perspective and your position on the team, what's it going to take for you guys to be at home again on Friday and knock off Perkins and move on to a regional final?
It's going to have everybody do their job. They're bigger than us. They're a lot bigger than us, but I feel like we're tougher. We got more grit. We're wanting to play next week. And, yeah, they might have size. We got speed and everything, and I feel like if everybody does their job, I think we'll be fine.
Confidence is always key, especially in the sport of football. And, Coach, I'm kind of going to pose the same question to you. You've done your scouting. You've watched your film from the head coach perspective. What's it going to take for you guys to kind of – we're not going to call it an upset because you guys are at home. You get to host this game in Galion at High C Park. But what's it going to take for you guys to win a regional semifinal and move on to a regional final? And I want to say it'll be the first regional final since the state title team in 1985.
I got a lot of respect for Perkins. They played for a state championship last year. I know they had a lot of guys, a lot of changeover. But they're still a big, fast, scary football team. They won the SBC. It's usually a very good conference. So a lot of credit to them. They're a really good opponent. But I think the keys are, don't turn the ball over. Make them earn it. Make them go the full length of the field. Who has done that on our defense the whole year? Nobody. The answer is nobody. So I think that's super important that, we control the ball, and it's okay to punt. It's okay to take it slow and ease into the game on offense. And I think that, if you watch the film, they do a great job of causing turnovers, interceptions, pick six. And those are things that, you try to limit those mistakes. And then the other thing is, we talked today, you heard the guys said, they want to play another week with their friends. The idea that we get to play Shelby, sometimes you got to be careful with what you're with for. For all I know, Shelby's a lot better, and it's going to be a lot uglier game. Or for all I know, we're way better, and it's going to be a really good game. But I think that every week it's got its own unique challenge. But one thing that you just noticed, and I think maybe it's because I've been doing it longer, but does a team want to move on? Do they want to play next week? And I can tell you right now, Monday, I was absolutely, or actually not Monday. Monday we went inside. Tuesday, I was absolutely freezing at practice. And there's snow on the ground. And that's a great memory to go out there and practice in the snow, but it was freezing. And we had about 3 or 4 kids, linebackers with their abs out, just ready to play football. And I mean, it's sending a real clear message to the whole team that we're going to play a game on Friday. And we're going to give all we got. And if it's not good enough, that's fine. I love these guys. I love this team. I love the coaches, the community. And I'm okay win, lose, or draw. But I can tell you that want to. That was the message we gave them today before we went out to practice. When the team decides that they're done, they're done. And there's nothing a coach can do about it. And to me, this team seems really, really hungry and really, really excited to compete versus a great opponent.
All right, so we're going to jump into our last game, Boomers Zoomers. Now, normally when we play this game, we base it on coach's graduation year. But we're like a month and a half away from the end of 2025. So we're going to go ahead and play with questions based on the year 2025. So you guys have your whiteboards. You guys are going to answer questions. You two are competing. You have 3 lifelines. You have Coach, you have myself, and you had Mr. Messerschmidt and Mr. John Kreider sitting back in the back to help you if you need help. You guys are competing against each other, though, to see who can get the most right. Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
No whiteboards.
Whiteboards? Okay.
You can use it if you want to. But are we ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, first question. What animated movie became Pixar's biggest hit of 2025? Inside Out 2, Elemental, or Wish?
I'm going to say Wish.
I'm going to say Elemental.
Yeah, you guys can talk.
Oh, okay.
We're working against the other schools. That's my mistake.
Okay.
So Inside Out 2, Elemental, or Wish. You guys can talk it out.
What
And
movie
again,
was
you have
Wish
3
again?
lifelines.
I don't know any of them. All right, we'll go Elemental.
Elemental. Correct answer is Inside Out 2, released in 2025 and became Pixar's highest grossing sequel. Which, when you look at the likes of Monsters, Inc., that's kind of impressive. Next question. Which phone feature, released in 2025, allows iPhones to send messages even without cell service or Wi-Fi? One without an iPhone and one that's kind of stumped. Remember, you have 10 questions. You have 3 lifelines.
I have no idea.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna. I have no idea.
No idea. So do you want to take the 0 with the question and save your lifelines for later?
Yeah, we'll take the 0.
All right. The correct answer is Apple Messages via satellite feature. So Apple Messages can now send without service through their satellites.
Oh.
Kind of interesting. That's actually a fact that I learned when I was reading through these questions from Adam. Yeah, the year's easier. The questions are a lot more difficult. I feel like, early 90s questions are probably about as easy as it gets. Question 3. Which artist broke Spotify's single-day streaming record in 2025 with the song The Fate of Ophelia? Now, this is a rather large artist that I guarantee you have both heard of. I can tell you that.
I've never heard of. I don't think I've ever heard that song.
Like Oprah.
Oprah.
Just throwing guesses out there.
Now, I will say there is a guy back in the crowd singing the song. But I'm pretty sure that somebody back there in those seats might know
like
the answer if you want to use one of your lifelines.
Yeah, we'll use it.
Yeah.
Are you going to ask the crowd, coach, or myself?
The crowd.
Yeah.
Oh, Taylor
Oh,
Swift.
yeah.
There you go. Taylor Swift from Mr. Dan Messersmith. Not the person I thought would know the answer to that question. But that is the correct answer. You guys get 1 on the scoreboard. 6 more to go. Which tech company introduced its own co-pilot PCs with built-in AI chips in 2025?
I feel old. I have no
Yeah,
of these questions.
No idea. Wait, can you say the question again?
Which tech company introduced its own AI chips, co-pilot PCs with built-in AI chips in 2025? I mean, the best way to go about this one is
Intel,
probably
AMD.
just, think about the big tech companies and maybe throw one of those out there. And again, you guys can communicate here and talk it out.
What's like the?
I feel like it's either Intel or there's like AMD. I don't remember what exactly it. I think it's.
Yeah, computer company.
Like Microsoft.
So, like Intel is one. You've got everybody makes a computer nowadays, but like Acer, Samsung, all these guys. Your main computer companies.
You want to say Microsoft?
I think Microsoft might be right.
Microsoft.
That's a good answer. That's a good guess too, Mr. Thompson, giving them a little bit of assistance there, but that's okay. You guys are 2 for 4 now. Next question is, what is the most watched series finale on Netflix in 2025? Stranger Things, Outer Banks, or Wednesday?
I feel like
This is a very well talked about show as well.
It's probably Stranger Things.
it's probably Stranger Things.
You guys gonna go Stranger Things? Yeah.
Yeah.
Things.
That is the correct
Okay.
answer. It broke all Netflix records, by the way, when the finale released, which is well due. It's a great show. You guys gamers?
A little bit.
Kinda.
All right.
Kinda.
Depends.
Which video game finally released its trailer in 2025 after more than a decade
I'm guessing GTA.
of hype?
Probably GTA.
It is going to be GTA 6, which now they push back the release
Yep.
date again. But probably the most talked about game that's come out, other than maybe like the new college football that came out that was pretty well talked about, but GTA is just the hype game. All right, next question. Which popular social media app faced backlash in 2025 after rolling out paid AI filters that replaced faces with digital avatars?
Snapchat?
It's gotta be Snapchat. Or like Instagram. But yeah, Snapchat. I'll go Snapchat.
Yeah.
You're going to go Snapchat?
Snapchat.
The correct answer is... Maybe? Yes. It is correct. You guys are correct. But you got 5 right now. You've missed 2. You can go 8 for 10 here if you guys are on the table and you still have 2 lifelines left. As we're getting the questions pulled back up in just a second. And we're ready. We can go ahead and put the answer for that one up. Which fast food chain went viral in 2025 for bringing back its snack wrap after years of fan demand?
That's gotta be
It's McDonald's.
That's what I thought so.
McDonald's is the answer, and McDonald's is correct. You guys are on a nice little roll here since you missed the first 2. Next question. Which artist's concert film returned to theaters in 2025, breaking records again months after its streaming release? I don't know that I know the answer to this one. I have an idea because I know people that went and seen it when it was in theaters.
You want to use a
Yeah, we'll use a
lifeline?
Yeah.
I want to say it's the answer you guys already said earlier. The same artist answer
yeah.
from earlier.
Yeah, Taylor Swift.
It is her Eras tour that came out. It was on streaming. It was on Netflix for a little while, and then it got so big on there that they released it into movie theaters. Don't know how. I wouldn't go sit in a movie theater to watch a concert, I don't think. But
I never watch her.
all right, you ready? Last question. Can you guys rattle off 8 in a row? And you have Coach left for your lifeline. Which handheld gaming console from Valve remained a top seller in 2025 for PC gamers? The PC gamers might help give it away just a little bit.
Can you repeat it one more time?
Yeah, which handheld gaming console from Valve remained a top seller in 2025 for PC gamers?
Is it like
I have
mean,
no clue. I don't think
handheld,
Coach has an idea
Is that like the
either.
Switch? Is that like
Okay.
that's a handheld?
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. I'm gonna bend the rule just a little bit, and we're gonna allow since Coach has no clue. We're gonna allow your last lifeline to go back to the audience again if you want to use it, because I'm pretty sure there's a guy sitting back there that 1,000% knows the answer to this question.
Yeah, we'll use it. Oh, yeah.
It's the Steam Deck. So Steam, run by Valve,
Yeah.
is one of the biggest download platforms. They released their own handheld console in 2025. So you guys are rattle off 8 in a row, go 8 for 10. A pretty good number. The highest I've had on the show since I've done it. So pretty impressive, fellas. But we're going to go ahead and get back to probably one more question each. And then we'll wrap this thing up and let you guys grab another slice of pizza and get out of here. So we'll start with you, Blake. And my last question is kind of going to be one that Jacob already answered. Being a senior on this squad, what would it mean for you to get a win Friday night and move on to a regional final against something that hasn't happened in Galion since they won a state title in 1985?
I think that it'd be a really cool thing to be a part of and just be a part of history. And, you know, when you do good things like this team has, people tend to remember those seasons. So to be a team that a lot of people in the area remember will be pretty cool. And come back when I'm older and maybe be in the area, you know, people remember this team. And I hope to can make that memory bigger and continue these weeks going forward.
All right, Jacob, I'm kind of going to piggy off back off of that for you. You guys win last week. You have a bye. You said the bye week might have been the longest week for you guys this year. You guys said that earlier. You guys are now in a regional semifinal. You're making history already, as this is the first time that the regional semifinal has even been a thing in Galion since that state title team. And I just want to say that state title team won the state title as a 2 seed, which is the exact same thing you guys are. So if history has itself, you guys got a good shot here. But what's it been like for you to just be a part of the history that this team has made this year alone?
It's been fun. Winning's fun. I've had a lot of fun with all the guys throughout the practices, throughout, well, maybe not 2-a-days, but like throughout 2-a-days, throughout like the senior things that we've been doing, but just sharing like my senior moments throughout my 4 years is just like, and also just like help the younger guys. I always like to help the younger guys. The younger guys that do show up, because most of them don't, but some do. But yeah, it's just help out the younger guys.
All right, Coach, we'll swing it over to you. And kind of a similar question. You know, you've been here for a while. You've been a part of some amazing growth in Galion when it comes to numbers and just success in general. But this year's kind of been different. You guys have been on a run. You started off the season with 3 very good non-conference games where you ran the table. And now you've kind of run the table through the MOAC other than that one blemish. What would it mean for you to continue to make history with this football team and get a rematch hopefully next week against the team that gave you that only blemish in week 4?
You know, I think that I'm really about just spending time with these guys, and it's the little stupid memories, whether it's, Jacob Martin saying something funny in the locker room or Blake Newell joking with somebody at practice, but like those little memories that you have every single day. Today we started with a memory of 20 up downs because they weren't acting right in the locker room. But there's so many stupid memories and so many funny memories and moments that I think that, you know, you just kind of take for granted as you're going through a great season with a lot of great kids. And I've been doing it long enough that I don't take it for granted. And so I'm excited to have another week with them if we can earn it. And, it's a great opponent, week 13. But, that's why you keep winning. You're going to keep playing better and better opponents. And I think that we understand that. And our kids have had a really good week of practice. So I'm excited to see what it looks like on Friday.
All right, Coach. Camera's still on you. Well, it's on me now, but it's going to come back to you. We're going to go ahead and let you give your shout-outs first, and then we'll flip over to the boys.
Yeah, I thought about this. I was hearing Jake talk, and, usually I say no shout-outs, but I do want to shout out 3 different people or 3 different things. The intermediate building, I'm the principal there, and the kids and the teachers and just the whole community down there is just freaking awesome. We had an awesome Veterans Day assembly yesterday, and it's just a great place to work. So shout out to them and all their support. I couldn't do both jobs without the support of all of them and all the kids. Shout out to the community. We just passed a levy. I think there's a lot of positive energy just in Galion City in general, but in Galion City schools. We've made some huge steps forward. And then my last shout out is really to my wife and to all the families that have sacrificed so much, including all these guys as moms and dads. It really has been a sacrifice to put together a successful season, and all those people behind the scenes that have helped and given up time for their husbands or their sons to be at practice or to be at film or to be at team events. There's been a lot of sacrifice to have this much success, and there's also been a lot of support. And I think, like I said, tons of great energy in Galion right now, and hopefully we can keep it going.
All right, we'll flip it over. Blake, you can go ahead and give out your shout-outs as well, bud.
I'd like to shout out my family first. I might not be the most exciting person to watch on Friday nights and past 3 years Saturday mornings, but my family always makes it a priority to come to my games and support me. Second, I'd like to shout out Mason Trimble, Aiden Stone, and Wesley Nolk for always helping me get better at practice. And lastly, I'd like to shout out Coach Sabo. I had the opportunity to tackle him a few weeks ago, so that was pretty exciting.
Always fun to tackle a coach, I'm sure. Jacob, you can go ahead and give yours now.
I'd like to shout out the whole Galion community because I hear them when we're on defense. They're chanting defense, and we just know that they got our backs. I like to shout out my boys at Hayes House, and I just double shout out Cameron Coolman because I know for a fact he said that's my shirt because I am wearing his shirt.
All right, Cam Coolman getting a shout out as well. That is going to wrap things up here. Want to thank both of our guests here tonight. This is the final Coach's Corner for the fall season. Want to thank the Galion Tigers, Coach Matt Dick, the Colonel Crawford Eagles, and Coach Jake Bruner, and of course, Pizza Hut of Bucyrus for allowing us to bring you Coach's Corner for an entire fall season. We'll be back in a couple weeks for the winter season. But that's all for us. Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. Have a great night and enjoy football this weekend.